Hello, folks. Valerie here. Want to talk to you today about something that's serious. We've all heard about how very addictive opiates are. About 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, Jack was having trouble. She's had pain for 20 years. We've been to various doctors. We went to a pain clinic where they gave her a patch of epinephrine or something like that, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Found out later that epinephrine or something like that is used in helping a person get off of addiction. It's addictive also, of course. So you're trading one addiction for another. I'm wandering in circles. Anyway, Jack was finally diagnosed as having a bad hip with arthritis, and she needed a hip replacement. So scheduling that out takes like 2 months because the doctors are just swamped with stuff. And our primary practitioner prescribed Oxycodone for Jack and said take it up to 4 times a day. Sorry, little Susie is wandering around, and I keep seeing her out of the corner of my eye, and I'll try to focus. So that she started taking that a little over 2 years ago, probably about 2 years and 2 months or something. And it helped. It is a very mild version of the opioid family. She had the surgery to replace her right hip in October, and it took her a good, 4 months to heal?
Yep.
There were some complications along the way, and this, that, and the other. And then she started realizing that her left hip was hurting, and one of the nurses said, your left hip was worse than your right hip to begin with. So, okay. So we scheduled the left hip to be replaced, and that's about 6.5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack's in the hot tub behind me. The hot tub relieves the pain more than anything else for her. 6.5 weeks ago. And while she was recovering from surgery, the doctor said you can go up to 6 oxycodone a day. After a few weeks, she was frustrated at the brain fog. And she said, it's not doing a lot for my pain anyway. And from this, I think what the logical assumption is that the pain, her body was adapting to the pain reliever, to the opioid, and it was not as effective. So 6 a day, and she was on that for the last 6 weeks. Well, about 2 weeks ago, she got frustrated with the brain fog, and she said, I'm going to stop taking this. She'd gone cold turkey on cigarettes. I mean, yeah, you suffer some for a little while and then you get over it. That's what we thought. That's not quite how it worked. She took the last pill at 3:30 in the afternoon, and about 10 o'clock that night, she started getting real confused and a little bit belligerent. And if you knew Jack, she's the gentlest person I've ever met. Oh, well, unless she gets really riled, right? But no, she's a very gentle person, and she'd get a little bit aggravated, and then she started having spasms. Her arms and her legs would jerk in weird positions, real abruptly, and So then I got scared. I didn't know what it was. Her son Paul, that's living with us now, he is a crisis intervention team member. Had you ever seen this type of symptom in a person with withdrawal?
Not with oxy, with meth, yes.
With methane withdrawal?
Much worse with meth, yeah.
Meth is worse. Jack couldn't control these spasms. Her body was jerking all over the place very rapidly. Do you remember how it felt, Jack?
Awful.
Awful. And she was still confused. And we called 911. And they came and they said, this is a withdrawal symptom for the oxycodone. You cannot go off of oxycodone cold turkey like that. Oh. They took her to the emergency room. I followed. The doctor said, yeah, this is withdrawal from oxycodone. And he gave her 2 of the tablets, the two oxycodone, to pull her out of that withdrawal. And she responded. She did stop the jerking, but she got very high at that point. She was really confused. She was wandering mentally. And you don't remember any of that, do you?
No.
No. So we waited at the ER until she got over that, until she cleared up a little bit, which was about an hour and a half later. And then I took her home, and the next day we talked to our primary care doctor, told her about all of this adventure, and she said, yeah, you can't go off of oxycodone abruptly like that. Who knows this? And who knows what happens if you try it? I mean, they say it's not good to go cold turkey off of cigarettes, but everyone I know that stopped smoking, that's the way they did it. And I don't know, alcohol, you have to go cold turkey. You can't wean yourself off of alcoholism. That's the only way they do it. After working with our doctor and trying various things for a couple of weeks, then the doctors prescribed propranolol. Jack had been taking propranolol for several years because of her PTSD. She has panic attacks. And so that she had been taking it 1 a day. The doctor said, we know you can take it. We know you respond well to it. So we're going to increase that to 3 times a day. And the first week, you take 1 oxycodone in the morning with propranolol, and 1 at noon with propranolol, and 1 at night with the propranolol for 1 week. And then the next week, you break 1 of those in half and take a half in the middle of the day instead of the whole one. The next week, you take half in the morning and half at noon and a full 1 at night. This week, we are on a half all 3 times, and the propranolol, which helps a lot. Since she's still healing from the hip surgery, it's also, we're still having pain from that. The hot tub helps with that. It helps a lot. It's the only thing that really works well. She couldn't get in the hot tub until 2 days ago. Now we've got that, and that helps the whole situation. Next week, she will be on 2 half pills, morning and night. The week after, it'll be a half pill at night. And the next week, she's without it. I hope it goes well. I expect it'll go well. We don't really know. We didn't know that this is what happened when you went off of oxycodone. We didn't even know she was addicted to it. She was following doctor's orders. And the only time we found out when she was addicted was when she had withdrawal symptoms. That's a heck of a way to find out something. So, there's our story with opioid addiction. And I'm going to call it quits at that. This is not an easy subject to talk about or to share. I hope you all get something out of it. More knowledge, more wisdom than we had. And still in all, work with your doctors. It's possible to get beyond this. Y'all have a good week. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.